If you're a Master Mason or a Scottish Rite Mason and you've done any traveling at all, then you know there are some lodges that are really struggling and some lodges that are doing really well. And we've been working on a list of 5 things that all good Masonic lodges are doing. If you're a Master Mason and you've done any traveling at all, there's a pretty good chance you've been to some Masonic lodges where you've said, wow, these guys really have it together. But you've also probably been to a few Masonic lodges that are struggling. So why are some lodges doing well and some lodges having a tough time? Well, I was having a conversation with some of our brothers in the Orient of Arkansas who get credit for this list. But here's a list of 5 things that good Masonic lodges should be doing. Number 5, the lodge has to be able to pay its own bills. If the lodge can't keep up with the basics of the gas and electric bill, the water bill, sewage, trash, whatever the monthly bills are, if the lodge is struggling to keep up with those, then it's time to really think about raising dues. I know nobody likes to hear that, but it is the truth. Things have gone up in price. Nothing in life is free, and Freemasonry certainly isn't free despite its name. So it might be time to talk about raising the dues if you can't keep up with those monthly expenses, or at the very least consider having some very significant fundraisers, because you have to be able to deliver on the promise of light in Masonry, and if you don't have any lights on, that's going to be tough. Number 4 is that your lodge should be able to conduct a proper Masonic memorial service. It should be handled with dignity, with grace, and with precision and polish. First of all, a proper Masonic memorial service is the last great thing we can do for any brother, and they deserve our absolute best. Second, you never know when that is going to be needed. We don't know when the sands of those hourglasses of ourselves or our brothers are going to run out. And so at a moment's notice, you might need to be able to do that funeral service. So your worshipful master, your chaplain, the brothers who are involved in that ceremony should be ready to go at a moment's notice pretty much all the time. This is not something that should be neglected. Our brothers deserve the best in those final moments. And obviously, this is a ceremony that is conducted in the public. We want to put our best foot forward. A lot of times at a Masonic memorial service, it's the first time someone in the public is going to have any interaction with Freemasonry. And so we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to the brother who has passed, and we owe it to the craft to make sure that we're presenting Freemasonry in a good light. Here's number 3. You know, and in the old days, we used to shut that door and keep the world outside and not tell anybody what was happening inside the Masonic Lodge. Well, times have changed, and in order for lodges to be successful in 2024, they've got to be community-oriented and family-focused. Now, that's not to say that we don't have degree work and times when we have meetings that are for Masons only, but a lodge that is engaged in the community, active in charity in the community, and involves the members' families, well, those are the lodges that are the most successful right now. And I know there are a lot of folks who maybe don't like to hear that, but it is a fact. If you go and visit lodges that are really doing well in terms of membership and all the things that they have going on, you'll see that those are lodges that are engaged in the community and their families are involved. Number 2 on our list, your lodge should be able to open in full form from memory. I know there are a lot of Grand Lodges that currently allow you to use cheat books and things like that when you open and close the lodge. But nothing sets the tone of a lodge meeting, and nothing makes a better impression on the brethren assembled than when a team of officers comes in and really knows what they're doing in terms of opening and closing. When you sit in those chairs as Masonic officers, whether you're just outside the door as the Tyler or you're in the east as the worshipful master, you should be excited, focused, and above all, you should know the ritual and the ceremonies backwards and forwards and be able to open and close in full form. Opening and closing from memory in full form really tells the brethren on the sidelines that they're going to have a great night, and the lodge officers know what they're doing. So make sure you get in and practice once a week, opening and closing. Yes, it gets repetitive, but I promise you, it will make a huge, huge difference in the level of engagement in your lodge. And we've been working on a list of 5 things that all good Masonic lodges are doing. Number 5, they can pay all of their own bills. Number 4, they can perform a proper Masonic memorial service. Number 3, they are community-oriented and their families are involved in lodge life. Number 2, they can open the lodge in full form from memory, no cheat books. And finally, number 1, any good Masonic lodge should be able to use its own members and officers to confer the 3 degrees of ancient craft masonry without bringing in ringers, without asking the Grand Lodge. It really does make a difference. If you've ever seen really great Masonic ritual, then you know it is powerful and it's moving. And I think we've all seen some Masonic ritual that could use a little bit of work. And it definitely takes away from the power and the impact of the lessons of Freemasonry. So make sure, if you're an officer, you're taking those ritual practices seriously and you're doing what you need to do to bring your A game to degree conferrals. It's one of the most important things a good Masonic lodge can do, is confer those 3 degrees of masonry and welcome a new man into the craft. Those are 5 things a good Masonic lodge should be able to do. Did we miss one? Do you have one we should consider? Make sure you drop it in the comments below and follow for more.